Hello and welcome to the show, #TRoDWaSS, the podcast. This is the audiobook for The Realizations of Depression Warrior and Suicide Survivor by Denmark R. Aranas. Today's episode is about my realizations inside my mind on self-awareness. Fourth chapter, Getting to Know and Being Friend with Depression. According to the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders 5th edition, or DSM-5, a major depressive disorder can be defined and diagnosed using the following criteria. Criteria A states that 5 or more of the following symptoms have been present during the same 2-week period and represent a change from previous functioning. At least one of the symptoms is either depressed mood or loss of interest or pleasure. Symptoms were characterized as follows. Number 1. The depressed mood occurs most of the day, nearly every day, as indicated by either subjective reports such as feeling sad, empty, or hopeless. Or it could be observation made by others, like an account of the person appearing tearful. Number 2. Markedly diminish interest or pleasure in all or almost all activities most of the day, nearly every day, as indicated by either subjective account or observation. Number 3. Significant weight loss, when not dieting or weight gain, a change of more than 5% of the body weight in a month. Or decrease or increase in appetite nearly every day. Number 4. Insomnia or hypersomnia nearly every day. Number 5. Psychomotor agitation or retardation nearly every day, observable by others, not merely subjective feelings of restlessness or being slowed down. Number 6. Fatigue or loss of energy nearly every day. Number 7. Feelings of worthlessness or excessive or inappropriate guilt, which may be delusional, nearly every day, not merely self-reproach or guilt about being sick. Number 8. Diminished ability to think or concentrate, or indecisiveness, nearly every day, either by subjective account or as observed by others. Number 9. Recurrent thoughts of death, not just fear of dying, recurrent suicidal ideation without a specific plan, or a suicide attempt or a specific plan for committing suicide. Criterion B states that the symptoms cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Criterion C states that the episode is not attributable to the physiological effects of a substance or another medical condition. Criteria A to C represent a major depressive episode. Next, criterion D states that the occurrence of major depressive episode is not better explained by psychoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, schizophreniform disorder, delusional disorder, or other specified and unspecified schizophrenia spectrum, and other psychotic disorders. Lastly, criterion E states that there has been never a manic episode or hypomanic episode. These are the criteria of major depressive disorder that everyone should get to know. Every patient for any type of illness deserves proper education about their condition, because when they completely understand the disease that they have, it would be helpful for them to allay the anxiety that they have about it. Aside from that, a good hindsight about the illness is related to better prognosis for any kind of patient, as they would be more trusting to the physician and they would better comply with the management of their disease. As for people living with mental illness, appropriate patient education is crucial for their healing. It is difficult for them to deal with something they don't completely understand themselves. That is why they seek psychiatrists to help them be enlightened of what they are experiencing. They wanted to unravel the mystery of their minds. Psychiatrists are the best advisors and decoders of any mental illness because they are well trained and well experienced in organizing the cluttered rationality of people living with mental illness. It is vital for people experiencing mental disorders to have a consultation with psychiatrists, just as any other consultation we have in the hospital. The negative connotation Filipinos associate with psychiatric consultations is that that person is getting crazy or losing his or her mind by doing so. This must be changed as more and more Filipinos would be suffering a silent battle on their own. And unfortunately, being alone in the battle inside our minds lead to defeat. We get shocked by receiving sudden and unexpected deaths of people we do not fathom to be experiencing such struggles in their minds. Instead of encouraging people who struggle from mental disorders, seek psychiatric support. Filipinos tend to mock them for not getting it together. Filipinos must learn to empower one another when it comes to taking care of mental health. Motivate loved ones, friends, family to seek psychiatric consultation before it's too late. Depression is real. Depression can instantly kill without us understanding the reason why. Depression steals from us our loved ones who felt helpless and alone. The modus operandi of the great killer becomes successful with the help of its great accomplices. Who are these great accomplices? People who discourage seeking the right support for depression. People who deny that depression is present. People who do not accept its existence in someone they know. And finally, people who shun the last call for help of a person at the brink of suicide. We can defeat depression by accepting that it exists, by exposing it to many, how it is a silent killer. Let's stop making people with depression feel powerless. We must be their greatest allies in this battle. Being friends with an enemy seems impossible. We have long considered depression as a foe, but I realized how turning it to a friend disempowers it of so much influence in my life. I learned how to befriend depression through time. I realized that I must accept depression because it is a part of me. No matter how negative it is, I must accept myself completely for who I am. It is true that God did not give us anything in this world that we cannot handle. I considered my depression as a blessing in disguise by God, because if not for it, I would not be able to discover how really strong I am. This depression also gave me a life purpose. Raising awareness on mental health is now one of my life goals. I will do my best to help people living with mental illness. As someone diagnosed with major depressive disorder, I'm never ashamed of my illness. Even doctors can be weak, for we are only humans. Really, it has been my strength disguised as my weakness. I'm slowly being friends with my depression, considering it now as an ally more than a foe.